and welcome to James Bond in the Making. This week I've got a really special episode because I got to speak to the guy who designed the 007 gun logo, Joe Caroff. Now Joe, if you didn't know, Joe designed the 007 gun logo that you see on every piece of 007 merchandise. He designed this back in 1962 while working as a graphic designer. And there was a little bit of speculation on the internet about who designed it and when it was designed. And I thought, who better to ask than the guy himself? So here's a really great exclusive interview with the guy who designed it. And let's hear what he has to say. Joe, it's such an honour to be able to talk to you in person. You invented one of the most iconic logos of the 20th century, in my opinion, the 007 gun logo. So myself included, I'm sure people are burning to know how long it takes somebody to get an idea like this. So maybe you can tell us how you got the idea of the 007 logo.
That came up spontaneously. I think it was back in 1968 when David Chasman, who was the art director then at United Artists, asked me to design a publicity release letterhead.
Right.
And he said, I need a little decorative something on top. So I knew the designation was 007. And when I wrote 007, as I wrote the stem of the 7, I thought, well, that looks like the handle of a gun to me. It was very spontaneous, no effort, it was an instant piece of creativity. It just happened naturally, you might say. And that was it. Then it took me a little time to simply render it, and that was it.
You did that obviously on pen and paper back in the day, right? There was no computers back then.
Oh, never a computer. I don't like computers. Even now, I don't use them.
Oh, right.
I don't want to use them.
Right. Okay. So, what would have been the normal fee for doing something like that back then?
Well, in those days, the going price, the established price for designing a publicity release letterhead was $300. And that's what I got paid.
Right.
I didn't set that fee. That fee was set for me.
I mean, back in the day, there was no way you could have said, right, well, I'll do it for 300, or I'll do it for, if I get $1 for every time this thing's printed. Because if you'd have done that, you would probably be...
I would have been a brilliant man.
Yeah. I mean, it's been printed, billions probably of times, right? Billions.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I mean, it was a good job for you, right? I mean, it must have catapulted you into the world, or were you already established in the graphic world?
Well, I was established. I had done a number of things, and the design of the 007 logo bought me a lot of business. Somehow that was like a little publicity piece for me, and it was very helpful that way.
I have no timelines, but I do know you did the West Side Story and Cabaret, and
Yes.
and among many others. But
That's true.
But were they before or after the Bond?
A mixture of both. Some were before and some after.
Were these all United Artists productions? Because you said Dave Chasman was United Artists
Creative director.
Yeah.
Yes, most of them were for him. Mm-hmm.
So the logo has been changed many times over the years, Joe. Did you have any say or any input into the new logos that came out over the years?
Were never done by me. And never approved by me. But you know what happens in good old crazy Hollywood. Whenever they get hold of something, they think an improvement by elongating it or putting an extra shadow in, or they experiment with someone else's creativity. And so I always not simply resented the fact that they did this, but the fact that I didn't think they did it well. And so, it's come out in a number of treatments, none of which I really did like. But anyway, that's what happens. And so the original was the simple treatment that exists now as a trademark.
Did you ever get to meet any of the Bonds?
Well, the people that I got to meet relative to Bond was Barbara Broccoli herself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And when was that? Do you know?
Oh, God. I have to say half a dozen years ago, I would say. She's a young, pretty girl.
Yes, she is, yes. Half a dozen years ago, so not that long ago then.
That's right.
Have you seen any of the newer James Bond films?
No, I have not. No Time to Die is in our neighborhood. I have not yet seen it.
Will you watch it?
Oh, yes, I would want to. I will go see it, yes.
Right, okay, that's fantastic. Did they ever invite you to any of the premieres?
No.
So basically, it was just a clear graphic job for you, that you got your pay, and that was it, really, and that was the end of it, right?
That's right. There are no residuals, no continuing to get money on any ongoing basis. No. And
no, obviously no great contact to the James Bond people because of it.
Movie making, no contact at all at the production people. No.
Right. Did you input...
Oh, excuse me, I have to interrupt you for a moment.
Of course, Joe.
When I turned 100, I was given a beautiful Omega watch by Barbara Broccoli and Eon Productions.
No.
For my birthday, yeah, it's a marvelous. It's the Omega is a fantastic watch.
That's fantastic, because I think that is the watch that Daniel Craig wears in this movie.
That's true, he does.
Yes. I've seen the movie 4 times now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
And the watch is one of the best Omegas that they have ever made. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. But I haven't got one myself. I did go to the Omega shop in London, and I did look at them. They're about $9,000, so a little bit over my budget.
Oh my, are they really that expensive?
Yes, they are, yes.
Oh my goodness. I'll have to treat it with a little more respect.
Joe, did you ever keep any of the treatments that you did for the 007 job? Or were they just all thrown away in the trash when you finished your rendering?
Oh yeah, I don't say those things. When I was working and busy, there was a continual flow of work. Thank goodness. I survived on that,
Right. Okay.
So I didn't save any. I saved almost nothing. Almost nothing. No original sketches, no plans, not at all. No. It was probably not a smart thing to do, to say to let it go. But I never, how shall I say, I never attached what I was doing to any greatness,
Yeah.
So it didn't, I mean, I was just working, period. I was just being an artist, that's it.
Yeah, I think that's what Picasso said as well. And now his works are going for hundreds of millions of dollars, right? It's amazing. Yeah, but you're okay, man. I think you've done okay, and you've made the 100, so you must have been doing something right.
Yeah.
So, did you get a telegram from the Queen. In England they do.
No. But I did get a call from President Biden.
Right, okay.
Because when you turn 100 years old, he gives you a phone call.
That's amazing, Joe. That's amazing.
It's really not so amazing. It's just a practice of the White House. When you turn 100, you get a phone call from the president.
Well, there was on the internet was a picture of you this year, a new picture of you, and you looked so fit. You looked so full of life, and I wish you all the best, Joe. And Joe, thank you so much again for talking to me. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, and take care of yourself, yeah?
You're very, very welcome. Thank you, and goodbye.
Bye. So there you go. That's from the guy himself. I thought it was really interesting. I hope you did too. I thought it was a really great touch that Eon gave him one of the new Omega watches from No Time to Die for his 100th birthday this year in August. If you enjoyed this, then subscribe and come back, and hopefully I'll have some more exclusive content for you to see. See you soon. Bye-bye.